Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced, and this game was played in 1971 Moscow. With the white pieces we have our favorite magician Mikhail Tal, and with the black pieces we have Wolfgang Uhlmann. And this game from that tournament, that tournament actually was won by Anatoly Karpov. Tal shared sixth place with Boris Spassky, but this game was just a beauty, and you're absolutely gonna love this game. So without further ado, let's start with this game. Here Tal started with e4. We have e6, going for the French defense, d4 and d5. We go for the normal variation here, knight to d2. Going for the Tarash variation, we have c5, and here just knight g to f3. We have knight to c6, bishop to b5, and it's also a variation Max U was used to play, or also like Paul Keres used to play. So Tal definitely must be familiar with this line. Here just decaps on e4, knight captures, bishop to d7, and here just going for bishop to g5. So both bishops here just eyeing the black king in a crisscross manner. Here we have queen to a5 check, and now you have to bring the knight back. C captures, just putting pressure on the knight. Knight caps on d4, and here we have just a developing move, bishop to b4. We have castles by white, bishop caps on c3, b captures, and in this position black has to be very much careful. There is lot of pressure, but you also have to understand that all of these files are also available. So what do you do in this position? Here in this position, the best move is just to play h6. Just push the bishop back, right? If you play this, then your pawn structure gets ruined. If you play this, then you cannot capture back like this, so you're gonna have to maybe just capture with the king. So then you lose your castling privileges, and Tal would definitely take advantage of that. So here just an h6, just a calm move. Here after bishop to f4, you play queen caps on c4, queen caps on c3, and here after just knight to b3, now you go for this knight g to e7, rook to e1, after a6, just pushing the bishop back, bishop to d3, and the game goes on, right? So here just after queen to f6, you play bishop back to e3, pawn push, and here after knight to c5, just the bishop moves, and here just after pawn captures, you just castle, and yes, you've lost a pawn, but your position is not that bad. All of your pieces are developed. Here you're going to trade, and either queen captures on pawn captures, and there's going to be isolated pawn on c or d file, and yes, you can try and maybe just win against Tal, but you would have some chance. But here after this queen captures on c3, here after b captures, that was played. Queen captures on c3 was played by Wolfgang Uhlmann, but here just a beautiful move by Tal. Here just knight to f5, and what happens if you capture this? Well, that was exactly played in the game, so I will show you what happens when it's captured. And also Tal is threatening, so if you don't capture, there's just not something that you can do in this position. But the best in this position, the move that you have to find in this position to be able to try and win here is, I'm going to ask you to pause the video, try and find out the move. You're with the black pieces, you have to defend a position like this, and you've already made a blunder. You have to now try and find a move, be like Paul Keres, find amazing moves against Tal, find amazing defensive resource, have at it. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move, and the move is queen to c5. Bishop hangs, knight hangs, this bishop is also on the same line. So how do you defend them all? The idea is knight to d6 check, and here just after king to f8, you play bishop back to e3, attacking the queen. Knight is defending the bishop, queen is defending the knight, so everything gets defended with just one check. And that's the idea, because here after you move the queen, you ask for a queen trade, not trading queens but going for c4, so forcing black to trade the queens and also get my rook into the game. That's the way you want to play chess. Don't lose any tempo. Queen caps on d1, rook f captures on d1, here after knight to f6, now you play this knight caps on b7, and also opening up an attack on the bishop, but here just that is defended. Knight to b8, but here you have to start all over again. Going to your roots. Here we have this a6, but now just not even moving it, but here just going for a very beautiful bishop to d4 tactic. Here after a captures, now you play a captures, rook captures, rook captures, and the idea is not here this. The idea is after bishop captures, you have to capture it. If you don't capture it, these pass pawns are just winning. There is no way that you can stop them. So here after bishop captures, c captures, knight f to d7, now you play this rook to c1, and now there are a lot of things coming. Even if you play this, I can just get the rook in to c7. Like, let's say you play king to e7, now I get rook to c7 in. What do you do? Let's say you play e5, but now I can not even worried about it, I can just capture it because this is pinned. So here after a move like this, you just move it back, and you continue to put pressure, you just push your pawn, and the game in Tal's hands, this would be winning. But that was the best that you had in this position. There is, obviously they wouldn't have calculated this far, but this is just a line that I wanted to show you. But obviously this is in Tal's hand, this is winning. Here e captures was tried by Ullmann, but now here just rook to e1 check, and this is looking very, very dangerous. That's what you have to understand. Bishop to e6 blocking, but now just comes queen comes to d6. Now there is so many threats in the position. How do you deal with them all? You cannot even play this, and yeah, this is just not a position you want to have against Tal. Tal is like, in these positions he will eat you alive. A6 was played, but just bishop to d2, attacking the queen. Queen captures, and even this is much worse, where bishop to b4 was played, and now there are just what do you do against that? A captures was played, which is the best move recommended by the engine, but it just doesn't work. Queen to f8, and hit after king to d7, just this rook e to d1 check. King to c7 was played, but just rook cap. Queen captures on a8. Now you're just completely down a rook, and it was on this move, on just move 19, that Wolfgang Uhlmann resigned the game, and Tal got the spectacular victory in just 19 moves. Is absolutely insane by after going for that knight to f5 sacrifice. I mean, and just a basic queen captures on c3 and knight to e5 trying to sacrifice, that was enough to to win, for Tal to get a winning position against Ullman. That's just how crazy Tal is. And if you're wondering why just resign, I mean, you have all these pieces, and maybe you can do something with them. Well, let me just show you with perfect play what could be achieved in this position. Because here, after queen to a4, you play this bishop to d6 check, king moves, and now just queen goes to the other side of the board. All of these squares you cannot be, because either bishop or knight is controlling them, so there is no checks in this position, is what you have to understand. So b4, trying to make some breathing room for your king. But here, just queen caps on g7. Knight develops. Both of the knights are just defending each other, so you cannot do anything. But you can capture another rook. Here, after knight to d5, just queen goes back. Queen is back in its camp. You're down so much here. If you, let's say, a few more moves, king to h1, f4. Now you play f3, just not allowing any counterplay here. Knight to e3, but just rook d to c1, knight to c4, just queen moves. And once you get bishop caps on f4, h5, bishop to g3, you have to move the knight to be able to get some counterplay. So knight to e5, but here is queen captures, king captures, and once you trade everything, you have two rooks against two pieces. I mean, if you want to play it till the end, you can play it till the end, but there is no point in there is no point in playing against Tal. I mean, you're just completely losing. So he realized this. I mean, obviously he didn't calculate everything, but he knew that the position would be completely losing, and in Tal's hands, it would be definitely be losing. So he resigned the game in 19 moves, and Tal got this spectacular victory. With that, he shared the place in sixth place against Wolfgang Ullmann, and Anatoly Karpov won the event. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Thank you all.